What's going on, you guys? Coaster here. As the Raiders lost to the New York Jets in New Jersey, 34-3. Really, can't really say a lot of positive things about this video in a losing one. The only positives, they were once up 3-0, but yeah, no one's going to remember that. Nobody. Here's one of the things I will now with the negatives. You're all tired of my videos and saying, oh, all I say is bad things about this team. Well, what happened today? What happened? Yes, just that. They didn't show up. That was forgettable. I mean, there were so many things you could point out, and fine, that call on Hurst was terrible, and there were some really ticky-tacky calls. But at the end of the day, this team was not good enough. You can't just say the calls affected this game and were the reason they lost. I mean, negatives, there was a lot of them. One of them was dropped passes. I mean, this was actually not Derek Carr's fault. Usually I will throw Derek Carr under the bus when needed, but this was not on him. Some throws were on the money, and they were drops. Just butterfingers left and right. And the defense was the defense. I mean, I don't trust this defense. I still don't. I mean, just because they looked good against a backup quarterback in Cincinnati, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. They still were getting gashed on the ground, and in this case, they were gashed in the air. Sam Darnold and others kicked our ass. End of story. Offensive line, garbage. Absolutely garbage. I didn't see good protection, and the running game was dead. And once the running game was gone, then Carr has to throw the ball and throw too much. Interception, pick six, everything else went wrong. Everything went wrong in New York or in New Jersey. And as I said, this game is not on Derek Carr. I'm not going to fault all of him. The one thing that's the biggest concern is he doesn't do well in cold weather. Yes, it doesn't get as cold as it does in New York like it does in the Bay Area. I mean, sorry to say, now that I live in a part where it does get cold, it's a little different game. And whenever he's got those gloves on and he's wearing, he just doesn't look good. I remember being at the game in Kansas City a few years ago, and it was like, 13 degrees? He didn't look good either there. So, is that a concern with him? Yes. At the end of the day, this team's just not good. Yeah, they're 6-5, and it could be worse. You could be a lot of other teams with losing records, but as I said last week, if they saw 25 out of the 31 other teams, they would have lost, and the Jets are one of those 25 teams. You don't play that bad against the Bengals, and then you play it pretty much the same way you do against the Jets, and then you lose. Now, the Jets are not as bad of a team as their record, mainly because they've been injured a lot of the year. I mean, the injuries piled up. It's just part of the game. Had the Raiders seen the Jets in like week 3 or week 4 when they were missing a lot of guys, then yeah, they might have won, but nope. Timing was bad. The Jets were actually playing better coming into this game, and yeah, I had a feeling. I just had a feeling this team would no-show. I don't like the defense, and I don't trust anything in this team. Oh, they may have a chance at a wild card spot. Fine. Are they going to go one and done? I'm not excited over that. At the end of the day, this team hasn't won a playoff game in almost 2 decades. They've only been to the playoffs once, and losing will scar me. End of story. That's all I'm tired of, is just mediocrity. Now, that being said, this team still, on paper, has a bright future. You could talk about all these pieces, players to build for a few years from now. But we all know that's going to be in Las Vegas, and I'm not going to be here on YouTube when they're going to Vegas. So, and it's tired, it's annoying. This team, when they're favored, they're not going to show up. I think they were the slight Vegas favorites if you're looking at the odds. But when I was just thinking about it, they've played to the level of their opponent. In this case, they played worse. I mean, the other blowout losses this year were to teams that were better than them. The Chiefs, obviously the Vikings are a much better team. And then the Packers are also a much better team. The Jets really, coming into the year, I thought the Jets were going to be an 8-8, 7-9 mediocre team like us. And then the injuries piled up on them, and that pretty much ruined their season. But on this day, Sam Darnold kicked our ass. That's all you need to know. I mean, as I was saying earlier, they're signing guys off the streets. The depth is running thin. They don't have the right personnel on defense and guys who are just learning the system. But even then, I don't like the things I'm seeing from Paul Guenther. Some of that defense, it looks very vanilla out there. There are things that this personnel, you could talk about execution all you want, but I'm seeing coaching issues just from Guenther, and I'm not impressed. I mean, today was one of those days where it's like Dennis Allen was coaching, or Art Shell was coaching, or Norv Turner was coaching, or Chuck Bresnahan was our defensive coordinator. That's all I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about these games. And I don't get excited anymore. Just until this team shows me that they're a contender, I'm not excited. At the end of the day, there's just, all right, you lose, it's another day, and oh well. So, yeah, am I excited against the Chiefs? Of course not. Right now, the defense is showing me that Mahomes is going to throw 300 yards more and 5 touchdowns and all that stuff. That's just what's going to happen on paper. Now, could that change and you hope you just blow that out the window? Sure. But the odds are not good. The odds are not in their favor going to Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium. This looks like one of those games where they're just going to lie down and then we'll never hear the end of it because the Chiefs do well in the regular season. That's their thing. You know the other odds? Andy Reid does really well off a bye week. Look at his record. Andy Reid teams always do well when they come off a bye week. So, really, to me, the Raiders' division chances are out the window. They have to go in as a wild card team. They're likely going to be losing a bit more, but yeah, the wild card race is open because the AFC as a whole is not very good. That's the only reason why the Raiders are 6-5. Is this team a bad team? No. But are they a good team? No. They are right in the middle, mediocre, and they're just fortunate they were 6-4 at one point. Otherwise, yeah, this team can't take care of business until told otherwise. When I'm seeing stuff on the field like this, our receivers kind of suck. They're dropping the balls, especially Tyrell Williams today. Really, really disappointing. But at the end of the day, even if he catches those, this defense gets lit up. Defense is terrible at the end of the day. So, don't know what y'all thought of this game, but I'm not impressed. Sorry. But when you're going to play like that, why should I be excited? Tell me. We'll see you later.